In a world that moves too fast, this is your invitation to pause, to explore the space between thought and wonder, where science meets story and emotion meets insight. Here, curiosity is more than a question. It's a way of being. You found your corner of calm and contemplation. This is nerdy psychology. Stay curious, be kind, and keep your mind nerdy.
Hi, welcome to Nerdy Psychology. I'm Dr. Angel.
And Bill.
And today we're going to be talking about some simple things that you can do to help you manage your stress.
Absolutely.
The stress is definitely something that we all experience. If you are breathing, you have stress in your space. And some of us have a lot more of that stress than we can handle in our space, and it's causing us all kinds of problems. What would you say some of those problems might be?
It can be lack of sleep. It can be increased anxiety, irritability.
Difficulty with like focus and concentration. I can't tell you the number of people who will kind of come in and they're like, oh, I think I have ADHD and I don't know how I got to this age. And when we start unpacking, it's very much a symptom of stress, the stress that they're carrying in their life. Or people who think they might have memory issues because it can target our memory when we're overstressed. Gastro issues, it can definitely hit our tummies. I hear people struggling with that.
Lack of enjoyment, you lose your passions.
Oh, very much so. The lack of sleep, the lack of drive, feeling defeated, feeling stuck. I think those would be some good words for people in stress, because so much of the stress I think that we experience, some of it's in our control, but there are a lot of things that are not in our control.
Right, and that's a key point in managing stress is letting go of some of the things that you're not in control of.
Well, and acknowledging, looking at that and acknowledging, like, this is something I can navigate because I have some power, and these are things I don't, and kind of seeing that difference. Because what happens is, what I envision when I see people come in with stress, it's like a big ball that's like in a knot, and it's just like all over, and they come in with this ball, and it's all the things that they've been carrying on for so long, and it's kind of like, let's pull out this string, or let's pull out this string. And as we're pulling them out, we're like able to unpack that. But looking at, you have stress. So what do you do with it? How do you manage it? How can you help yourself in the moment?
So, and these are some of the things that why therapy is so beneficial, things we can talk about. It's like baby steps. It's like walking up the long steps to the library. You can't jump to the top. You have to have a sleep routine. You've got to be able to go to sleep at night and get some rest, right? I'm a big believer of exercise. Exercise helps. I'm a big believer of doing it first thing in the morning because it helps your stress management. There are some that even say turning the shower on cold at the end of the day, at the end of your shower in the morning, starts your body for stress management. There's all kinds of small techniques that, when you compound them, start really help you managing your stress.
I think making that toolbox is like a really important thing that we work on in therapy, but having that toolbox that we use outside of therapy. So when you're driving in your car and all of a sudden you feel that wave of stress because you have to present at a meeting and you're not feeling confident in it, how do you manage that in that moment?
Right. Absolutely. And also understanding, though, that like you're going to have stress. As Angel said in the beginning, we all have stress. There is no stress-free life. So understanding that, you have to have some stress. Not all stress is bad.
Very true. And not all, there's good stress, and good things are still stressful. Having kids, buying houses, buying cars, getting married, planning vacations, going to college, or starting businesses. Like, those are all really great things in people's lives.
Sometimes making family dinner can feel stressful because this one doesn't like this one doesn't like that, this one's going to be home at this time. I mean, things like, but you want to have the continuity of having a family dinner, so that becomes stressful. Everyday situations in life can build stress.
And stress builds in this cumulative way. So by the end of the day, the weight you started here becomes like a boulder by that end of the day, at least it feels that way emotionally. And then a lot of us wonder why in the evening time we just have nothing left in us. We're zapped. We're exhausted. I hear that all the time. I'm just exhausted. I just drop. I don't even want dinner. I just want to drop. Or they're thinking, their brain's thinking all night long of trying to fix all the things, and they're not sleeping well. And so I see that really impact the quality of life, our quality of relationships, and all those spaces around us. So getting those tools are really important. So what would you say are some of the top tools that you would say?
As I mentioned earlier, is exercise. Believe that mind-body connection is key, and a self-care routine. And when the kids are in bed, the dishes are done or whatnot. What are you doing for you that you like? Are you, if you're a reader, are you reading? Are you listening to music? Is there a show you're enjoying? Are you enjoying time with your significant other? These are the kind of things, like taking care of yourself is not selfish.
No, in fact, it's absolutely necessary. And I know a lot of times people do have that guilt from that. Other things I think are important too is like as we're learning to shift, like stress takes us to a place that's not in this moment in time. When you're feeling stressed, you're worried about something that is on the other side of the second, like what's going to happen. And so things you can do to help your body stay in this present moment can help you with that stress in that moment in time. So grounding things are really helpful. I love to tell people to like splash water on their face or put a piece of ice on your neck, because that can just help your body kind of start to deactivate what the nervous system is doing with stress. Looking at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's a common, what you see, what you hear, what you feel, like that helps our body know where we are, because it can be very, very overwhelming in the moment.
Absolutely. And a term that you hear, a buzz term in the field, is mindfulness. A lot of people will think that I don't have time to meditate. Mindfulness does not necessarily mean meditating. It can be synonymous with that, but it just means being where you are at that time. If you're walking the dog, enjoy walking the dog. You don't have to be at that business meeting the next day while walking the dog. Be in the moment with your dog. Your dog is having a blast while you're walking them. When they look back at you, they're kind of checking, make sure you're having as much fun as they are. So be in that moment. When you're with your spouse and you're talking, be there. You don't have to be a million miles away, right? If you're watching your show, enjoy your show. Be in that moment.
Yeah, no, that's a very important thing that I think we need to practice, because our world has taught us that we should be in 10 places at one time. I can't tell you, I don't know about you, but when we go out to eat, how many people, families or couples that are out to eat, they're all on their own phone devices.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of sad to see that. Yeah.
And we need to connect. You know why? Because connecting helps to relieve our stress. It's a important thing for us to help manage those stress that we're feeling in our life. And we're not connecting, we're disconnecting, which makes us feel more isolated in our experiences.
Yeah, and that's going to tie into a future video about social media that we're going to talk about. But absolutely, you need to connect. You need to connect with yourself, and you need to connect with those that are important in your life.
And I think we have been kind of retrained in that lack of connection. And so bringing it back and being intentional with where you are can make a big difference. If you're, sitting in that car and you have your drive time to wherever you're going, like make that drive time that moment. Enjoy those spaces for yourself. If it's listening to your favorite record, listening to your favorite
people do that.
song, just sitting in quiet, or if it's stay in those moments and trying to keep our mind here and now instead of everywhere else.
And please, during drive time, be in that moment. US 19 is dangerous enough as it is.
Absolutely it is. And so the more we can kind of manage our stress, the better we're going to be able to kind of get more proactive in our life, because stress doesn't go away. We have to manage that stress. And so it's about, how do we manage that stress? So if you're out there and you're feeling like, man, I know they said a lot of great things, but I don't know if that'll help me because I just got so much stress. What would you say to that person?
Call the office.
Yeah. Reach out, because you can't see we don't know what we don't know, and we can't see sometimes what's around us. And that perspective can make a big difference on getting you those tools to manage that stress and getting your life feeling a little bit more like you can breathe again. Because I think so many people feel like they can't breathe, like not physically, but just like emotionally.
And feeling stressed out becomes normal. And, I don't like the word normal, but you don't have to feel that way all the time. There is a way through it and feeling better. And we don't want that to be your norm.
No, we don't want that to be the norm at all. And so finding those tools that work for you. So I think, taking some time and just get curious about yourself. Like when I'm feeling stressed, what helps me feel a little bit better? When I'm feeling, what's making me feel stressed? Is there something I could shift about that thing that's causing me stress so that maybe it can reduce my stress, or I can have help managing that stress?
Is there someone that I like to talk to that makes me feel better? Do I have a comfort movie, a comfort food, a comfort TV show, a comfort book? These are all things that can help take your mind off some of this. What can I do to make it better? If your stress feels like a mountain, you can't jump to the top of the mountain, but you can slowly climb. What little things, little steps can you take each day to make it feel better?
Yeah, no, that definitely makes a big point, because it is a mountain, and I think we're taking that one step at a time, and we live in this space that we just want the results. We want it all fixed right here and right now, and it is that journey of one step at a time, one bite at a time, one moment, and those moments make big dents.
Absolutely. 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, you start building forward momentum.
And yeah, before you know it, you have a toolbox of lots of ways to manage that stress, and you're feeling a lot more confident and capable. And you know what I find is, as we use those tools, we can manage more things effectively if we're using those tools to help manage the stress in the process.
Absolutely. And you find yourself more productive, which then you start feeling better about yourself. And again, that momentum carries.
It does carry. I mean, I know I shared on a previous episode that I had to learn to slow myself down and listen to my body and give myself more rest. And so I would do these intermittent rest for 20 minutes and do a project for 5 or 10 minutes and do that. And I would find that I was getting more accomplished than if I just worked that whole day through on those projects.
Absolutely. I've never been a fan of the all-nighter. You have to take care of yourself and be prepared.
Absolutely. So hopefully this episode has been helpful or informative. If so, you can hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate your support. And this has been Dr. Angel.
And Bill.
Until next time, stay curious, be kind, and keep your mind nerdy. That's a wrap.
You found your corner of calm and contemplation. This is nerdy psychology. Stay curious, be kind, and keep your mind nerdy.